Hi, welcome into the channel. Today we're going to talk about active defense. So, right off the bat, let's talk about what would you use active defense for. So, personally, I use it for incursions more than anything. Um, but I especially like to use it during base raiding. And if you set your presets on your officers for a crass synergy crew and a cargo crew for raiding, and you put that on your biggest survey ship, like your amalgam or possibly, a faction miner if you don't have an amalgam yet. And it works really well because you can swap those presets pretty quickly. Um, and so you can raid. And then if you see somebody coming to hit you, you can hurry up, recall, swap your preset, and just wait. You don't have to shield, waste a shield. Just wait. Let them hit you. You shake off the attack easy because of the crew that I'm about to show you. And then you immediately switch your preset, go back to raiding until they show up with another ship. And then you do it again. And you just keep doing it until either A, you have to start actively fighting them, or B, you have more help from your side come. And, it can go either way. But the point is, um, you want to have on your biggest survey ship in the background here, you want to have Crass. Right off the bat, you want to have Crass. This guy negates ROM, which is the base cracking meta. It's just shuts them down. With synergy, decreasing the opponent's kinetic weapons by 20%, their energy weapons by 20%. So now you've got this 20% decrease on both of their weapon systems, plus a decrease in their officer stats and abilities. The captain ability and their officer abilities are decreased. And then we go into our next ship, which this process takes 2 ships to do. It's a little tricky, but it works well. Um, this ability removes 25% of the starting shield health. So if they hit you with a full shield health, immediately right off the start of it, they only have 75% of their shield health left. And then Saru decreases their weapon damage by another 40%. And these stack, people. These stack. This is exciting. This exciting stuff. Good stuff. Now here's the part that takes 2 ships. Obviously, Tyler, okay, he increases the damage of the ship by 50% of the total attack of the officers of the ship. Cumulative each round as long as the ship is burnt, or as long as the enemy ship is burning. But here's the kicker. We don't have an officer that triggers burning on this ship. So how do we get that to work? Easy. We go over here to our other ship where we have Charvanek and Nero stacked together. So one way or another, between those 2 officers, you are going to trigger burning. This is when the ship's hull goes under 80% of its value at the start of combat. It's an 85% chance for 3 rounds with Charvanek. But with Nero, it's every time you hit them with an attack, with a weapon attack, you have a 30% chance. So it gives you like a 90% chance of triggering burning by the end of it all, which is pretty good. And then obviously, armor piercing, and then again over here, mitigation, which is a big thing, reducing the amount of damage they do to you. Then we go into our other ship, which I like to use something a little bit different, but some people use Pike Moreau Harrison to bypass the shield. I think that when you combine Tilly and Yuki together, because Tilly right off of the bat removes the 25% of their shield health, and then Yuki every round pulls another 20% in each round until within, a couple rounds, this thing's got no this thing's got no shields left to mitigate damage. So you're going straight to their hull after a few rounds, if you even make it that far. And of course, you still have Harrison to bypass, and then you've got Marcus here for the shield piercing. So when you put it all together, you've got Charvanek to get at any battleships that hit you. You've got Marcus to stop any explorers that hit you. You've got the shield stripping, and you've got the shield bypassing, and you've got the negation of Rom, and you've got the burning for the increase in damage, plus all the reductions from Saru and Vixis and Kamal. Um, it's a cumulative thing that these all stack, and you end up with a really really cool set of battle logs, which I'll show you in a minute. And then, of course, again, mitigation and damage reduction here. And then Kirk for the long game. I got Kirk on there for the morale for the ship to regenerate the shields, which gives me a longer game. And then obviously Lorca and Killy, as we call this, is the other Tilly, um, what we call her Killy. Um, once you trigger that hull breach, the hull breach in itself does actually cause some damage. It increases, a little bit of your stats, but you also have the mitigation. And then, of course, you have this captain ability, which decreases the opponent's weapon damage by 150%. So you are drastically reducing the amount of output of damage that they can do against you, while simultaneously increasing the amount of damage that you can do, and at the same time outlasting them. So this is really, really, really a good setup. Now, you can play with this a little bit. You could do different variations of this. I mean, I could put other morale officers on other ships, officers that require morale, as long as it doesn't require that the ship have morale. If it's like what is it, like Kirk and Zhao together, if you put them on one ship and then on another ship put like uh, Marcus as captain and another morale officer, like you can stack out morale. I mean, you can stack out burning, because the burning effect doesn't affect your ship. The burning affects their ship. As long as their ship is burning, it doesn't matter which your burning officers are on. They will all trigger. Morale is ship specific, so morale will only work on the ship you're on. So as long as it's not, as long as it's not tied to the ship, you can stack it. So like morale, you would have to run a morale starting officer on each ship. But as far as like burning or hull breach, you just got to run on one ship to trigger it, and all the other ships can have officers that use that ability. So, like putting Charbonnet and Nero on one ship and putting Tyler on another, it stacks it out to where these two will trigger it, but this one will have an ability that plays off of it. So it's really all about playing with your crews, knowing how they interact with each other, and this is one way to really, really, really boost your ability to fend off attackers. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some battle logs real quick. I just want to show you guys real quick how this actually works. So this first one here is from a 4.5 mil Enterprise with Rom, Khan, and Kirk. And as you can see, I'm almost unscathed here. And I'll show you in this log, you will see all the different abilities that trigger. Tilly, 25% to shield health, or minus 25% to shield health. Saru, minus 40% to damage. Marcus, 100% of the crew's defense to shield piercing. Harrison, 60% of the opponent's shield ignored for the first round. Crass, minus 45% to the opponent's captain maneuver effectiveness. Crass, minus 20% to the stats of all the opponent's bridge officers. Vixis, minus 20% energy damage from players. 100% of the crew's health bonus to armor piercing from Charbonnet. Lorca, 50% chance to increase or inflict a hull breach. Lorca, minus 150% to the opponent's damage. Captain Tilly, sadistic ability, 60% of health to mitigation value. And then Yuki, minus 20% to their shield health. And then all the defense platforms fire. And we start doing damage. Look how fast. Within the second round here, we get these trigger again. Yuki strips some more shield away. And that's it. It's over. 2 rounds. That's all they lasted. 2 rounds. Let's kick it up a notch here. Let's look at this level 46 player who came and hit me with a 7.6, almost 7.7 mil auger, um, with strike team, Lon, Rom, and honor guard Worf. Okay, it killed my Centurion. It got almost all the way through my Enterprise, but didn't touch the Bortus, the Saladin, the Amalgam, or the base. Let's look at these logs real quick. So again, all these abilities trigger. All of them trigger like they're supposed to. And we start nailing them out. Nailing out all that damage. Um, of the 375k, almost 376k damage on that first shot, it only mitigated 74k. So that means 300k got past mitigation, okay? And then it only took 96k of shield damage. The other 205k went straight to the hull. That is some penetration value right there, okay? And that's for the first round. And then when we get into second round, we can see round 2, it changes a little bit. Obviously, Harrison is not doing anything anymore. Now we're relying on the decrease in their damage, which, if you can see here, 415k crit they put out. Before that, 475k, 461, 478. This was even with the reductions. That's a big ship. We'll get into the fun now. This is a full strike team Kelvin at 15 mil. Okay. A level 35 Kelvin. He started with just a little bit of health missing, but not a lot. And he took out all my ships. All of them. Every last one of them. Didn't get into the base, thank God, but he took out all of the ships. So that's a hefty ship. Had I not been running this specific set of crew, he would have broken through. Had he been running a base crack crew, regardless of what I was running, he probably would have got through. So there are some things that even the best of crews just will not stop when you have somebody with that much of a gap on you. Here we have a level 40 with a 3.6 mil auger with the strike team and honor guard Worf, and barely put a dent in the Centurion. So again, these crews, it can really be beneficial to you. So learning how to read the abilities, learning how to understand which abilities trigger off of each other, how to stack abilities to really do the most effective amount of reduction in their damage is vital to running an active defense crew. Active defense is all about damage reduction and mitigation. Mitigation, mitigation, mitigation. The longer you can hold out your ships, the longer those base guns have to start wearing down the enemy ship. Okay. So with that being said, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys learned something. I had fun making it. I really enjoyed, and again, thank you. Shout out to Radial, Yahtzee, and Kay on Server 75 for helping me get these battle logs. Appreciate you guys' help. Y'all have a great day. Remember to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, here on YouTube. And you can also support the channel by, donating or coming to Twitch, hanging out. Just having a good time with us. I appreciate all the support I can get. With that being said, live long and prosper, and I will see you guys next time.